Live from Spanish Fork High School, we bring you our coverage of 5A Region 8 volleyball here on Spanish Fork Channel 17. Hi everybody, my name is Jacob Arska, alongside with me Caleb Lemming, here to bring you this broadcast of today's rivalry game between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Salem Hill Skyhawks. First of all, we'd like to bring you our sponsors for this game. We'd like to thank those people who have represented us all this time. We have the car guys at the Blue Diamond Auto Group, Lance Wilson and State Farm, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, Two Jacks Pizza, Mikkel Thompson and Hunter, and the Driggs Mortgage Team. It's an exciting year and season for volleyball here in the 5A region. It's the first game for both Spanish Fork and Salem Hills, and what better way to start off than with a rivalry game between these two schools so close to each other. Caleb, what do you think about this game? What kind of insights do you have from talking to the coaches?
Well, I talked to Salem Hills coach Kathy Trainer, and she mentioned that this year she has a lot of youth. They lost a lot of their seniors last year, and so they're returning not many players from the state championship or state playoffs last year. It's kind of the opposite for Spanish Fork with Coach Valerie Benson. They only lost 4 seniors, so they're returning quite a bit of depth from last year's team.
Yeah, definitely here, and of course with both teams, Salem Hills had a great year last year by all standards, getting to the semifinals of the tournament. Spanish Fork had a better record. They only got to the quarterfinals. Of course, both teams went down to Skyview, who became the eventual 5A champions last year. Of course, both teams trying to rebound, like you said, losing some upperclassmen, but new year, new team, new players. We actually just watched the JV game here, filled with quite some excitement and quite some talented players coming in here, so it should be fun to watch. As far as players go, Caleb, any players to watch in particular for this game?
Yeah, for Salem Hills, Ryan Bradshaw, she's a junior outside hitter. Last year she was an honorable mention for the All-Valley team. She's one to watch for sure, along with their libero, Haley Oldroyd. She's a senior this year, and Coach Trainer mentioned to me that she's the leader of this team. She loves her energy and spirit that she brings. For Spanish Fork, a junior, Meline Robard. She's a left-handed outside hitter, and Coach Benson mentioned that the left-handed specialty of her gives them an advantage tonight.
Thanks, Caleb. Should be an exciting one here. Of course, players getting warmed up, just finishing, final preparations, spikes and setups and whatnot. Both teams, of course, this being their first game here of the season. There have been some other teams that have started off, Maple Mountain included, going 6-2. Tournament play comes up, so it should be exciting to watch here for sure.
Yeah, this year I was talking to both coaches, as I said, and it's funny, they both mentioned the other schools. Salem Hills mentioned Spanish Fork and vice versa for teams to watch out for the Region 8. And so I think they both expect both teams to challenge for the championship this year. They expect high expectations from both.
Yeah, and especially in a league where you only play about 15 games a year. Every game is quite important on the season, which is quite short. Only goes about a month. It goes really quickly. Should be really exciting to watch. So we will go to break here as players are finishing warm-ups. We'll be right back here with the opening set here on Spanish Fork Channel 17. And we're back here on Spanish Fork 17 for the opening set of this matchup between the Spanish Fork Lady Dons and the Salem Hill Skyhawks. We're just about ready to go. Both teams getting ready. Final huddles here. Going to be an exciting matchup, that's for sure. Spanish Fork is on the right side. They will be wearing the white tees with the black pants, and the Salem Hill Skyhawks will be on the left side in the gray uniforms. Just about ready to get things underway here. For Spanish Fork, starting 6 will be number 9, Jaden Reed, number 5, Trinity Benson, number 26, Mia Ikatal, number 10, Kennedy Charlton, and number 7, Malini Robarge.
Also number 11, Hayden McMillan.
Yeah, thanks, Caleb. And then on the Salem Hills side, it will be number 4, Brinley Hardy, number 12, Taylor Snow, number 30, Tessa Trainer, number 3, Ryan Bradshaw, number 5, Grace Hawley, and number 24, Brooke Vance. for the Skyhawks. Looks like the officials are just finishing up lineup adjustments and just confirming with the coaches here. Of course, a couple players that we pointed out here in the pregame to keep an eye on for Spanish Fork, Mia Ikatau and Melanie Robarge. A couple noted. We're about ready to get things underway here as Salem Hills serves it up. Take it on their own side. A little bit of fusion there as the captain sets it over the other side. Spanish Fork will respond with a spike, and it goes off the hands of Brooke Vance, and the first point goes to the Dons.
Right away, we see number 7, Melanie Robarge, getting the action with that kill. She's one to watch for, as we mentioned earlier, and she gets the first point of the game.
One thing to note, too, with Spanish Fork as they serve this up is that it's a tall lineup up front and just goes to manifest itself as there's a block by the Dons, and it's quickly 2-0.
Yeah, they've got some height advantages up front with number 7, number 11 up there.
Yeah, Ikatau will serve it up. Salem Hills responds. The set and the spike floats over the other side, and the Dons can't handle it as that one floats out of bounds, just out of the reach of Jaden Reed.
Looked like a little bit of misconfusion there, but all smiles from the Spanish Fork side. They look like they have a good team chemistry going.
That is for sure. So it'll be number 21 in place of number 3, Ryan Bradshaw. That is Maggie Moser to serve. Goes over and she fires one in for an ace. A powerful serve. And it's 2-2. Moser again to serve it. This one powers right over the back line, and it'll be a Spanish Fork point. She's got quite a bit of zip there on the serve.
She does. The first one looked real good, and the second one ended up being an error, but it's still hard.
Here's Robarge, one of the players to watch as she serves this one, and it floats right back into the net. Good serve from Robarge. 4-2 lead for Spanish Fork here, and she'll serve one up quickly.
She's been in actions in the sets, the digs, and the kills. She certainly is talented.
Robarge a 5'10 junior, so she's still got a couple years to go here as that one floats over the back line, and Salem Hills will get a point back.
Honorable mention last season in the Utah Valley honorable mention list. So she's, like you said, only a junior. She's got some years to go.
Got a lot of prospects, of course. Having 2 years to play gives you some time potentially to be looked at by some of the universities in the region. Salem Hills floats that one over and off the line, and that'll be a Spanish Fork point.
Second error of the game for Salem Hills, leading to 2 points already, which is the difference in the game so far.
Of course, it is early on in the season, so we would expect a lot of errors potentially in this game. It is a testing out period for both of these squads. As we saw Spanish Fork there serve one into the net.
That's one thing that head coach for Salem Hills, Kathy Trainer, mentioned to me was she's still getting used to lineups, seeing who needs to play more, and a little bit of rust as we start the season.
That definitely. Ball served over to Salem Hills. 2 players collide into each other. That one has to come back, and it's not going to come over the net or anywhere close for that matter. Score 6-4, Spanish Fork in the lead, and a couple of substitutions will be made here. Potentially, are in the officials. Even the substitutions need a little bit of help and practice. It'll be number 8 and number 15 on for Spanish Fork. That'll be Kelsey Topham and Kelsey Mansfield in for the Dons.
Topham, the one serving right now, is one to watch as well from head coach Benson.
And right on cue, she delivers an ace. Spanish Fork will go up 7-4.
Not a bad substitution to start off the season.
Exactly. So Topham will serve it up again from the left hash. Right-hander comes in with the serve. 2 players converge on it for Salem Hills. Skyhawks try to respond. That one gets blocked at the net by the Dons. They do get it over, though. Spanish Fork comes back to respond. In with the tip. Floats over to Salem Hills' side. In with the response. It's up to number 8. Spikes it over to Salem Hills. Good rally going here. This one is hit hard but responded. Back and forth we go. Rally is ongoing. In for the spike, and the kill is number 9, Jaden Reed. What a great rally there.
That was quality volleyball from both sides. Good defense, and then ultimately the spike at the end. But both teams played really well. Spanish Fork deserves that point.
Lots of back and forth. Good volleyball to be played here. Topham in for a third serve. This one on the middle. Salem Hills dives on it. That one spins off the top of the net, and it's going to be a Salem Hills point. That was Taylor Snow there. 6-foot sophomore.
Like you said, 6-foot sophomore. She was one to watch as well, coming back from last season, second year in, and she's talented.
Ryan Bradshaw coming for Maggie Mosier for the Skyhawks. 8-5 the score right now. Spanish Fork in front by 3. In comes the serve from Salem Hills, and it's tipped and over by number 4, Brinley Hardy.
Smart play there, just goes right over tip. No one's watching that. That was sneaky, but it worked.
And the service tested Trainer, who serves it right into the net. So 9-5 score right now. Spanish Fork up by 4 here. Of course, home court advantage is key. Last year when both teams played each other, they split the series, both teams taking the home matchup. And right there is an ace by the Dons. Good serve there from Trinity Benson, 5'10" junior. Benson likes to take the lead in. This time the serve not quite high enough.
As you mentioned, home court advantage is key. Spanish Fork going 6-1 at home last year, so they know how to play on their home court.
Yeah, and in both matchups, 3-set winners, so obviously the home is a key advantage. As Spanish Fork fails to get it over. Pretty good student section on hand as well for the Dons. Pretty packed crowd here in general for this matchup. That one spiked right into the net by Jaden Reed. So Salem Hills going on a bit of a run here. Couple of points in response to the early lead.
Run of 3 now, they're only down 1.
In comes the service, that one goes right into the student section and out of play. Another point for Salem Hills, and we're tied at 10 apiece.
Run of 4 now for Salem Hills. Taylor Snow back there serving, 4th time in a row now. She's got it.
And she hits that one right outside of the mark. So Spanish Fork will hold on here to the lead for just a little bit. They're up 11-10. A lot of good early action from this team, as we mentioned in the pregame warm-ups. Both teams trying to recover after losing quite a bit of seniors. Quite a bit of youngsters, sophomores included on both squads. And a great block there, combined by number 24 and number 3 for Salem Hills. That would be Ryan Bradshaw and Brooke Vance to converge for the stuff.
Both of those girls juniors. Bradshaw 6 foot, Vance 6'1". They've got some height down there.
Hardy to serve it. This one floats over to the other side, and it goes right back to Salem Hills. In for the set, and the throw goes right over the arms of 2 Salem Hills players. Number 7 spikes it back. Now another setup. That one goes right out of bounds and right into the Spanish Fork bench. Dons will get the point there.
A couple of substitutions now as Nia Ikatow, number 26, comes back in, as well as number 11, Hayden McMillan. So 2 starters back, and it looks like Ikatow is going to go and serve for Spanish Fork.
One of the key players for this Don squad this year. That one played on. Back come the Dons. It is number 10, and with the spike, it's Kennedy Charlton. Excellent play there, right into the gap between 2 Salem Hills defenders. Some quick action already here in the first set. Good serve there by the Dons. Salem Hills dives and gets it though. Throwing it over is Bradshaw, and that one will float slowly out of bounds.
That was smart volleyball there, seeing it was going to go right out of bounds, didn't even come near it. Good eye awareness.
Both teams playing rather well. There have been some mistakes early on. Both teams just trying to get in the groove here. That was a great spike there by number 24, Brooke Vance. Vance 6'1", and a junior for the Skyhawks. So, like we said, pretty tall front lines from both squads. A lot of length. And the serve is number 21, Maggie Mosier, serves it into the fence. Both teams, this is their first game of the season. Some other teams in the conference, however, have started off already, have played in some tournaments. So they don't have quite as much experience as does the other teams. There's a good block there by number 10 for the Dons.
Fun note for Spanish Fork, their head coach Valerie Benson making her first career, her debut as head coach. This is her first game.
Well, I'm sure that there's quite a bit of nerves, but a lot of excitement at the same time, I'm sure. As that's a great spike there by Salem Hills right into the gap. Good play there by number 30, Tessa Trainer.
She's a freshman. Only 3 freshmen on this team. She's getting the action early in her first career high school game.
That's exciting.
It is.
A lot of potential, especially in high school when you are, developing and growing. Very exciting for this team, I'm sure, to see a player of her caliber come in at such a young age as well.
I'm sure there's some nerves there, but it's good to make some plays, get some points for your team early.
That one floats almost out of bounds. Spanish Fork recovers though. That one goes to the back line, recovered by the Skyhawks. That one set up and hit over by Snow. Responding is the Dons, and they get a point. Almost a facial there on the Skyhawks.
I'll tell you what was really impressive was Nia Ikatau. We've talked about her, number 26. 2 quality digs. That's what Coach Benson told me was her best strength, was the digs. Proved it right there.
Exactly. Charlton with the serve. This one floating nearly out of bounds. Trainer comes to recover. Over the Dons. This one up and spiked right into the net by Mangum. Excuse me, I meant to say Trinity Benson there on that one, actually. Regardless, Dons get this one. They try and spike it over, and they'll get the point, and they'll go up by 3 here. Score is 18-15 Spanish Fork. A couple more substitutions in for the Dons, who have been subbing in quite regularly, I've noticed, here in this first set.
Number 8, Kelsey Topham now back to serve.
Topham punches it over. That one's fielded, set up, and tossed over, and that one hits the net and out of bounds. It'll be a Dons point. Timeout here as both squads go to huddle. Score is currently 18-15, Spanish Fork on top. As we take a break here, we'll throw it over to Caleb, who will present our sponsors for today's game.
Yep, we just want to give a shout out and a thank you to the following sponsors. The car guys at Blue Diamond Auto Group, Lance Wilson State Farm, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, Two Jacks Pizza, Mikkel Thompson and Hunter, attorneys at law, and the Driggs Mortgage Team. We want to just give a shout out and a thanks to all of our sponsors that help make this possible.
Thanks, Caleb. Any quick observations so far from the first set that have stood out to you?
Yeah, the thing I took note of are the difference in errors. I've counted 3 for Spanish Fork and 6 for Salem Hills, which 3-point differential is what the lead is right now too. So if Salem Hills can cut down on the errors, I think this could be even closer than it already is. But that's my biggest key right now.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of missed serves too. We've seen at the beginning of first sets. Serves can be a huge factor in these games. Spanish Fork will look to capitalize as they hit one right there. Power serve. Salem Hills recovers though to get it to the other end. On the back line they set up. Spike goes over. That one's saved by Oldroyd. Now spiked in by number 12, Taylor Snow, and it's rejected at the net by the Dons.
Jaden Reed, number 9, sophomore. She's been in the action recently. That was her at the middle blocker right there, blocking that back. Also had some quality kills today. She's one to watch.
Topham in the serve. It's a light one. She tries to get it in front of the defense. Oh, and Trainer almost did the splits there trying to recover. Affected her ability to try and set it up, so Spanish Fork will get a point as a result. All right, so as we see them go to timeout, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with you on Spanish Fork Channel 17. All right, back here on Spanish Fork 17. Score is 21-15. Dons up on top of the Skyhawks here in the first set. Ball served over. Salem Hills to recover. Oldroyd tips it over. Here's the setup. And the spike, and it's out of bounds. Just ruled outside the back hash, and that point will go to the Dons.
7-point lead now, largest of the game for Spanish Fork. Looking to close out the first set.
So they did mark it inbounds. This one goes to the Skyhawks, who are trying to come back here, and another point lost there in the net. It's kind of been a problem so far to start. A lot of these returns, a lot of serves have gone into the netting. It's cost Salem Hills some points here.
Looks like they're having a problem getting over the middle blocker, Jaden Reed there.
Reed is an imposing figure. And it's Trainer. And a spike there by Trinity Benson, and the Dons are going to be 1 point away here from taking the first set, up 24-15.
Get that kill off the block. Now we go to set point, 24-15, as you said. Kelsey Topham still serving.
Set point for the Dons. Tips over the net. Diving play there by Oldroyd. In to tip it over is Maggie Mosier. Dons try to get the kill here. Tip over. And the netting was touched, and it'll go to Salem Hills.
Ends a run of 6, I believe, for Spanish Fork. So they caught fire towards the end of the set, going to their 8-point differential here.
Here goes the serve from Trainer. And it fires in, and a great one. Ricochets off of the arms of Kennedy Charlton. We'll see if Trainer, who is a freshman, as you said, see what she can do here in her first game. Another fire set. That one goes over. Trainer killing it so far with her first 2.
Run of 3 for Salem Hills causes a timeout for Spanish Fork, putting the pressure on as they're trying to close it out. That's impressive for the freshman, as you said.
Probably the most powerful serve, to be honest, of anybody that we've seen so far. And it is all the more impressive, like you said, because she is a freshman. So, got to be a lot of nerves, but a lot of excitement for sure playing in your first game. And Valerie Benson, the coach for the Dons, kind of sensing the momentum starting to shift, called for this timeout here.
Interesting. I'm sure it adds to the excitement that number 30 Trainer is actually the daughter of the head coach for Salem Hills. So I'm sure it's fun enough playing in your first high school game, but with your mom as the coach, that's got to be exciting.
Yeah, it can be exciting. It could be pretty interesting as a high schooler to be playing for your parents, but it is a neat dynamic, that's for sure. She continues to serve here. Dons toss it over. In to recover is Trainer. Sets it up. Spike by Bradshaw goes into the net, but they are able to recover and tip it over. Dons set it up. That one touches the post. It'll be Benson who ran into the netting area. And that'll be a point again for Salem Hills, who starts to recover here, now only down 5. 24-19 Dons here in the first set. That one barely grazes over the net, and another point by Trainer.
Run of 5. They are not going away here.
We'll see if they can pull it off. It's quite a feat being down by 9 points. Like you said, they have cut it to 5 here. Noise getting louder here in La Hacienda. And Trainer's nerves get to her, and that one sails high and above, and the Dons will take the first set 25-20.
Tell you what, that's nothing to be ashamed of, though. Run of 5 from Tessa Trainer, the freshman. That's an impressive first set for her.
So a lot of good things going on from both sides here to start this one. Salem Hills, of course, getting the run here late, recovering with a mini run of their own. But Spanish Fork, of course, their run came early, and it really put things out of reach there for that first set.
Tell you what, the thing I saw mostly for Spanish Fork, they look in sync. Not many errors, only 3 or 4 I counted. Their upperclassmen are playing well together. It does not look like the first game of the season. They won that one fair and square.
Exactly. Of course, both teams did quite well last year. The Dons finished the season with a record of 19-8, actually number 12 in the state. Salem Hills finishing 14-9, and like we said, both teams went quite far in the 2018 playoffs. Of course, this is a new year, new team, but regardless, both squads have a lot to hang their hat on. Both teams losing eventually to Skyview in the playoffs. So with the first set finally finished, we will go to a quick break here, and we'll be back for the second set. Spanish Fork taking the first one 1-0 here, so we'll be back with more action between these two here on Spanish Fork Channel 17. Hello everybody, back here with the second set between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Salem Hill Skyhawks here on Spanish Fork 17. Once again, Jake Arscott joined here by Caleb Lemming. Spanish Fork took the first set, 25-20. Impressive set for both teams as Salem Hills tried to pull off a lengthy run, getting about 5 points in a row before falling in that first set. A lot of good play, a lot of errors. First game, of course, nerves are big, and it's a rivalry game as well. A lot of good volleyball, though, to be played for sure.
I was mostly impressed from the Spanish Fork side with number 9 Jaden Reed and number 7 Melanie Robards. They both looked impressive. As we get back into it now, I'll remind you that we've switched sides. Spanish Fork is on the left in the white, and Salem Hills on the right side of your screen in the gray.
Salem Hills does take the first one. That one spiked right into the face of number 6, Ailey Olderoyd, who knocks it out of bounds. The Spanish Fork continues right where they left off, getting the first point of the second set. Kathy Trainer there, you see the Spanish Fork gets ready to serve. Kind of yelling at her players, trying to get them in shape here. Skyhawks assemble. That one hits part of the roofing. It looked like it changed directions at least. Couldn't really see it from our vantage point, but another point for the Dons.
It looked like that hit was going straight to one of her teammates. You're going to be able to get it over, but unfortunately not much you can do there hitting the roofing of the gym.
Ikatao hits that one into the net, and has been a bit of a problem for them. Has stopped the momentum just a little bit in this game for them as Salem Hills gets on the board here. And the serve will be Brindley Hardy. Hardy comes in, hits this one high and over the line, and Spanish Fork will get it right back. And the fans still filing in here, of course.
Good crowd tonight.
Good crowd.
Really good crowd.
I agree as well. Student section is filled out quite nicely here. Another one goes into the net for the Dons.
Going to be 3-2 now. Spanish Fork with the advantage as a service error goes against Spanish Fork.
Subbing in will be number 21, Maggie Mosier. Mosier to serve and gets the ace.
That's her second ace of the game. She's good back there serving it.
Also right in front of the crowd as well.
Yeah, pressure's on.
Her second go around. That one sails way high and above, almost hitting the baseline, the basketball court in the back. Dons go to serve it. That one goes right in front, floated over by Salem Hills. And to recover and to spike is number 5. That one hits the netting. Blocked by Salem Hills and blocked again by number 24, Brooke Vance. Good play there.
6'1" junior Brooke Vance started the game.
Yeah, an intimidating figure. She had a block in the first set as well. Good defense there by the Skyhawks. They get the serve back. In to try again is number 9 for the Dons, and successful in doing so is Jaden Reed.
Talked about her a lot recently. That was smart. Nothing too strong, nothing too forceful. Just tipped it right over where the defenders weren't. That's smart volleyball.
So Topham and Mansfield will both come on for the Dons here to sub. Topham will serve as well. Taking her time here. Throws this one up, floats it over to the other side. Skyhawks go to Semble. Third shot sails over the back line, and the Dons will grab another point here. And there'll be a quick timeout here by the Skyhawks as the score currently 6-4. Spanish Fork so far in control. As we will take a minute to thank our sponsors here for their coverage and their sponsorship for this game. Of course, the car guys at the Blue Diamond Auto Group, Lance Wilson State Farm, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Two Jacks Pizza, the attorneys at law, Mikkel Thompson and Hunter, and the Driggs Mortgage Team. Thank them as always for their support for these broadcasts. So once again, Salem Hills trying to recover here, down 2. See what they can do to kind of respond. They've had some good plays on defense. They've had some blocks. They've had, you know, a little bit of spurts, good spurts as far as serves go. Just like you said, mistakes have been costly.
They have 3 of Spanish Fork's points have come from errors already in the second set.
That one goes to the back line and floats into the stands.
Not much you can do there. That was a quality serve from number 8, Kelsey Topham.
Yeah, Mosier couldn't really do much there. Topham cruising here, floats this one into the middle. Skyhawks respond, underhand tip there from Salem Hills, and nobody is at the front line for the Dons. A little bit of miscommunication there, and Salem Hills will get that point.
They had a play exactly like that in the first set. Little tip underneath, right above the net. No one was really there for Spanish Fork. They rebounded fine last time. Let's see how they do it again.
This one in. Spanish Fork bumps it over. And to recover is Salem Hills. Trainer tips it back to the back line. In to respond is the Dons. That one tipped at the net. Trainer punches it over to the back line. Back and forth we go. Another spike, and that one falls right inside the line. What a great serve and spike by number 5. Trinity Benson, the junior.
That was impressive. There's one spot on the court where nobody was. She hit the exact spot, just left it in bounds. That was quite the point.
Fresh off of that point, she'll serve, and that one goes to the back corner and inbounds just barely.
Tessa Trainer again coming up big for her team. She same thing. There's one spot she needed to hit, and she hit it. I tell you, they got to be impressed with their freshman star right now.
She has been probably one of the best players so far for the Skyhawks, noticeably. She, right on cue, will serve this one up, as that one hits far and wide, and looked like Spanish Fork gave up on it there. It looked like Robars thought it was going out. Kind of ricocheted off the basketball netting.
Yeah, tell her what, she almost made a three-pointer there. It hit the basketball court about 3 or 4 times.
Well, it's kind of interesting with the dimensions of the gym, a lot of ricochets, and when that happens, the ball's still in play. Trainer hits that one into the netting, and the Dons will gain the point and the serve.
Second time already this set we've seen the volleyball hit something that's not really supposed to be hit, leading to a point.
Jaden Reed serves it over for the Dons. Skyhawks go to hit it back. That one floats out to the right side.
Tell you one thing I've noticed this game, this set specifically for Spanish Fork, is the court awareness. They're not even attempting to go for balls that they know are going to be outside. That's what you got to do to win volleyball.
Salem Hills not doing too bad on that side either, as they let that one slip over. And hit the point here. 10-8 the score here in the second set. Of course, Spanish Fork taking the first one if you've just joined us. Both teams 0-0 as another ball goes into the net. Another unforced error by the Skyhawks.
With a substitution now, number 26, Nia Ikatau comes in for number 15 for Spanish Fork. She'll go straight to serve, excuse me.
Both Ikatau and her teammate Kelsey Topham have had some good serving runs here for the Dons. This one tipped over. Dons go to recover. In to spike is number 7, and that one goes high. Stays in play though off the top of the roof. And good response by the Skyhawks. Dons try again, and that one floats out of bounds. Skyhawks get a point off a good recovery there. As the ball hit the ventilation at the top of the roof, got right back into the field of play, and they responded rather well.
In my opinion, that might have been the best rally for Salem Hills all game. Hopefully that gives them momentum, keeping their eye on the ball, going up in the rafters. That was quality volleyball.
See if the Skyhawks can kind of turn the momentum here. Good response there,
Great
good
dig.
save and dig by number 9. That one goes over her head though, and Jaden Reed just couldn't recover on the second attempt. Salem Hills continues the run here. It's now 11-10.
They're coming back. Run a 2 now, gets them right back in here.
Hardy to serve. That one goes into the net again.
That'll kill you. That's another service error. 12-10 now. They could have tied it right there, but those mistakes have hurt.
They've had a handful
Salem
of
Hills,
those
they have.
in this second set.
That's 6 today, or 6 for the set, excuse me. That's half Spanish Fork's points.
Spanish Fork to serve. Salem Hills responds, spikes that one, and it goes right inside the line. Perfect placement there by number 3, Allie Branch. Branch will sub out, and in comes, excuse me, that was Ryan Bradshaw for Salem Hills, and in to come for her place is Maggie Mosier. Spanish Fork serves it. That one tapped and stopped at the wall and stopped again. Salem Hills has been doing that for a couple of times now. Good defense at the front line and another stop.
Number 24, Brooke Vance. We've mentioned her name a few times today on the block. She just gets right up in there.
Height, of course, helps. And another good serve there. Mosier gets another one, and now Salem Hills, as we talked about, a much-needed momentum shift, and they go up 13-12 as we take a break here. And we'll come back with more volleyball on Spanish Fork Channel 17. Back here after the break on Spanish Fork Channel 17. Salem Hills fresh off of a momentum run. It's 13-12 here in the second set. Looking to continue that run, although timeout may affect that. Spanish Fork gets a good dig here. Throws it back over to the side of the net. Salem Hills looks to respond. Spiking it and getting it over the net is Brooke Vance. Salem Hills picking up right where they left off now with a 2-point lead. 14-12 here.
Brooke Vance, that's 2 points in the last 4 for Salem Hills. She's been impressive from that middle blocker position.
Vance with a block, a spike, a tip, you name it. Mosier as well has been great. And right on cue again, Brooke Vance starting to take over here.
Run of 5 now for Salem Hills. They're up 3. This is their biggest lead of the game and their biggest run of the game at 5.
Communication seems to be good from the Skyhawks, although their serves have kind of struggled so far. Another one goes into the net here. Spanish Fork will try and recover here, down 2. That one hits the top of the netting and falls right back in.
That one hurts. That gives Salem Hills a free point as they take their 3-point lead back. Salem Hills on a run, or getting hot now, and Spanish Fork giving them that error costly.
The serve is 6, Oldroyd. Dons try and get it blocked again at the line. That one tipped and just out of bounds. Salem Hills touches it, and it'll be Spanish Fork's point. Once again, substitutions coming in. Topham in, as well as, I believe it was Mansfield. Topham has had a good service game so far, and she gets another good serve in. Salem Hills has to knock this one over, and they do successfully. Dons try to set up. Salem Hills gets it back. Into spike is number 12. And getting it over is Taylor Snow. Once again, good play from the sophomore.
She had a very good first set. A little quiet here in the second set, but that point helps. Gets their 3-point lead back with Taylor Snow's ability.
Once again, a very young team for Salem Hills out here. Snow, the sophomore, along with Trainer, the freshman. Good tip there by the Dons. Salem Hills does recover, though. In to hit his Trainer. That one reflects off the netting. Saved by the Dons, and not quite. They did touch the net. Skyhawks get another point here. The run continues.
4-point lead is their biggest of the game now, thanks to good serving game and even better blocking.
Has been a great run for the Skyhawks. Hopefully, they're hoping to turn it around here. Is that one, again, double hit, it looks like. Another point for Salem Hills, now up 19-14. We talk about young. Grace Hawley comes in, another freshman. This one hit over to the other side. Salem Hills recovers. Trainer hits it, stuffed by two Dons. Second attempt, they back off. Dons recover. They set it up for the hit. Salem Hills again will try. Snow hits it, and it goes just over the line. Good attempt by Snow, but the Dons get a much needed point here.
That was a good rally. All the girls played well together. Team chemistry looks good. A couple quality digs that were difficult to make, allowing them to get that point.
Trinity Benson here to serve. Oldroyd picks it up. Trainer goes to hit. Good hit. That one's digged up well, though, by the Dons. They'll try again. Hawley hits it and gets it over. I should say Maggie Mosier gets it over the net there. And right on cue, she'll come out for Ryan Bradshaw. Salem Hills completely dominating the second set now, pretty much since around the 10-point mark.
I believe this is now their second run of 5 that they've gone on.
20-15 the score. Can the Dons kind of recover in the second set? They do get a much needed point there and a good hit from Robarge. 16-20 now.
Quite possibly their best player, Meline Robarge. They need her to step up in this set if they want a chance to come back and take it.
Good tip there by Salem Hills. Dons get recovered though. Another hit blocked by Snow. Combination of both Snow and Hardy, who met at the rim to block that shot. That one hit right in for an ace. Salem Hills completely dominating at this point.
That's how you win this set if you're Salem Hills. You place the ball only where it can't be hit. That's a great serve from Taylor Snow.
Exactly, and they've been limiting their errors as well, which has been helpful. Dons do get a good shot in though, and Robarge gets in another good play here. It's been a couple from her. It's kind of been one of the main standouts so far in the second set for Spanish Fork.
I'll tell you what, Robarge has a strong and powerful swing. That comes at you fast. Saw it there with Trainer trying to dig that, but just a little too hard, too low.
Like you mentioned as well, being left-handed, it kind of brings a different angle of the game. Makes it a little bit more difficult maybe to pick up the ball when it comes to spikes or serves or whatnot.
That's what they mentioned as we were talking earlier with the coaches, that they try to play off that left-handed spin angle that she has. It's different from what they usually see.
Speaking of a new look, the Dons put 4 in the back line here to try and take this serve. This one tipped over. Salem Hills has played well. Again, spiking it and getting blocked at the line is Ryan Bradshaw. And for the Dons, Kennedy Charlton in for the stuff.
5-point lead now for Salem Hills. Although Spanish Fork, number 7, Meline Robarge serving. See if they can cut into it.
In the serve for the Dons. Throwing it over to the line and tipped over by number 5 for Salem Hills. Good recovery there by Trainer, who hits it over. Dons will try again. Charlton hits it, tipped at the netting, saved by Salem Hills. They'll get it over again. Trainer all over the place. Third attempt, hit at the rim and stopped. Salem Hills, another excellent recovery, and they're 1 point away from taking the second set.
Brooke Vance again with the block. She's got to be the player of the set if Salem Hills wins this.
Brooke Vance, Taylor Snow, and Tessa Trainer, all three of them making major contributions here. This young Salem Hills squad about ready to take their first set of the season. And they will. Violation there by Spanish Fork, and that'll do it for the second set. Salem Hills will take it 25-18, and we're tied at 1 apiece. So we'll be back here for the third set, and stay tuned here on Spanish Fork Channel 17. Back here with volleyball action on Spanish Fork Channel 17 between this for this rivalry matchup between Spanish Fork Dons and the Salem Hills Skyhawks. Pretty exciting game so far, with both teams trading a set apiece. We go to the third set. A lot of action, a lot of notes to be had between both teams, and we've seen, two different sides, especially for the Salem Hills squad.
Yeah, for Salem Hills, it looks night and day from the first set to the second set. The first one came out 7 errors, allowing Spanish Fork lots of points, but the second set, good blocks, good kills, lots of digs, and most importantly, limiting their errors. Clean volleyball is what allowed them to win by 7 points in that set.
Exactly. We talked about it from the beginning, how errors were going to be probably a big component in this game, especially with it being the start of the year. I think a big key, of course, going forward is who's going to commit the least amount of errors for the rest of this game, and obviously Salem Hills benefited from that, getting the second set as they saved that one. Great effort there by number 6. They'll recover again. Into spike it is Vance. Good spike, but a good save by Benson. Dons throw it over, another good tip. Oldroyd spikes it, this time in the wall though. A good effort by the Skyhawks, but the Dons take the first point.
Salem Hills was telling me that number 6, Haley Oldroyd, is their leader. They love their spirit and her leadership. 2 quality digs, even though she's the one who hit in the net. Got to be impressed with that play right there. Quality rally.
See what the Dons can do here. Ikatau to serve. Gets it over, recovered by the Dons. Ikatau sets it up. Hit by, that was number 5, Trinity Benson. Good point there for the Dons. Ikatau and Topham have been 2 of the big servers for the Dons so far in this game. Salem Hills to try and respond. They spike it over, Dons recover. Another hit by Robarge. That one sneaks inside the line, and a good point there by Salem Hills. Just getting it inside.
The play of that rally was the dig by number 6, Haley Oldroyd. Just talked about her in both rallies this set. Look for her to be big here.
Maggie Mosier, one of the players involved in that second set run for the Skyhawks, serves it and gets a point off the deflection.
Moser and Trainer have been their big setters. Their big servers. She's responsible for 2 of their big runs, and here she goes again, tied up at 2.
A lot of power between those 2 as far as the serves go. We've seen it. As she nails another one here. Dons to get a good save though. Ikatau saved it with one hand. They keep themselves involved. Trainer hits it. This time too much for Ikatau, and that one will fly all the way back to the back wall.
It's interesting here for Salem Hills. They've got a good combination of their senior leadership in Oldroyd and Moser, but also their freshman Trainer has played really well. They've got good chemistry here.
Oldroyd on cue sets it up. That one hit by Holly, and she'll get the point. The Dons can't manage to scramble. Their student section was standing earlier, a little bit up and down. They're trying to get their team motivated here with some chance. And Salem Hills gets an ace in response.
That's a beauty. I think that's her 3rd ace of the game from number 21.
For Mosier,
yeah.
Mosier been placing the serve well. Again, another big one. Saved though by the Dons, but Ikatau ran into the netting. Kind of a hard play to make there. And there'll be a timeout here by Coach Benson to try and calm the Dons down.
Run of 6 for Salem Hills. Saw an ace, quality digs, and a couple really solid kills there to help them and take a 4-point lead.
So it's 6-2 right now. The score in the third set, again, 1-1 in terms of the games. Salem Hills has been on a roll now, and as they go to timeout once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors for today's game.
Yep, shout out to the following. The car guys at Blue Diamond Auto Group, Lance Wilson State Farm, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, Two Jacks Pizza, Mikkel Thompson and Hunter, attorneys at law, and the Driggs Mortgage Team. We appreciate the help and support from our sponsors.
Salem Hills will serve it up again. 6-2 the score. Maggie Mosier has been leading this run here in her service. And again, she powers one, but this time the Dons let it go to the back line. Probably a coaching adjustment there by Coach Benson, just telling her players to kind of lay off of those backline serves.
They were doing that well earlier, watching where the ball was going and understanding if it was going to be in or out. Struggled a little bit at the start here, but that helps get a point on the board, a little service error.
You did mention earlier as well how well the Dons' discipline had been, kind of laying off some of those plays. So that one goes out of bounds. The Dons miscued and fortunately didn't touch it as the ball sailed out of bounds. So 2 points here for Spanish Fork. They'll try to make a run out of it.
2 points off of errors. Salem Hills is going to want to limit those if they want to keep this lead and win this set.
Spanish Fork as well as another serve goes into the net there. Talked about Robars. She's been a key player here for this team. Just a miscue there on the serve. Olderoyd, the captain, in to serve. Floating towards the student section. The volleyball is to get it over to the net. Salem Hills will go for it again. Trainer hits it and is stuffed at the wall.
After that block, you heard the student section get loud. You saw the girls start screaming. That could be the momentum and energy boost that they need to come back here.
See how they feed off of it. Charlton, who had the block, serves it in, and that one goes flying out. Olderoyd runs into the wall, too, as she tried to recover to hit that one. Crowd, like you said, getting a little bit back into it. Simon coming back in the building. Score is 7-6 right now. Salem Hills is up by 1 here. Dawn set it up. Charlton tries to hit it over and it hits the fence, the netting. And Salem Hills will get that point.
8-6 now. Salem Hills ready to serve.
Again, it'll be the freshman Grace Hawley in to serve. That one hits, ricochets over. Olderoyd sets it up. In to hit it is Snow, but she hits it way too hard, goes over the back line.
She's got powerful swings. A couple of her attempted kills have gone out, though. She'll need to clean that up just a little bit.
So Topham and Mansfield will come in again. They kind of like to do a platoon switch with those two. It's been the second or third time they've done that in this game. Topham hits that one into the net. So another service error by the Dons. Another missed opportunity to try and bring this one back to even. The phenom Topham again. Only a freshman, but she'll come in to serve and powers that one over. The Spanish Fork gets a break there as Salem Hills couldn't capitalize. They had 2 players ready to tip it over. Ball went right through both players' hands.
A break is a great way to qualify that. There was no one up in the front line for Spanish Fork. If they would have tipped it, that's an easy point.
They'll take points any way they can get them in this first matchup.
Exactly.
It's like Kathy Trainer is bringing out the bag here. There's a pause in play. Looks like we have bloody nose situation going on. One of the players on the Skyhawks, it looks like, went down. We didn't really see what happened, but we'll take a quick break here while they're tending to the injured player, and we'll be back with more volleyball here on Spanish Fork 17. And we're back after the break here on Spanish Fork 17. So Brinley Hardy, number 4, you may see her with the swab in her nose. I think she may have taken a volleyball or an elbow to the face, got a bloody nose here. She is back in the game though, and play continues. Right where it left off, and Salem Hills capitalizes. Good hit there.
I tell you, we've talked about today that rust or some errors might be prevalent because it's the first game, but another thing you might see is a little more grit and passion. Number 4, Hardy comes right back in after her nosebleed. That's the kind of thing the coaches want to see from the first match.
Exactly. Spanish Fork with the good play as well. They've had some gritty play. Good point there. 10-9 the score here. Salem Hills in front by 1. Both teams getting a game each, or set each, I should say. In to hit that one is Ryan Bradshaw. Gets the point for the Skyhawks.
Nice kill, tooled it off the block there. 11-9 now.
So in to serve is Hardy again, dealing with a bloody nose. She gets a good serve off though. Dawn's recover, and that one floats out of bounds. Hardy lets it go out. Another point for Salem Hills, and right after it looked like Spanish Fork was close to tying it, lead is back up again to 3.
Couple hits out of bounds. Costly points for Spanish Fork.
Hardy serves it, a good one. And the Dons can't get it. Into dive was Topham, but she couldn't get it, just out of her arm's reach. Hardy to serve again. Another good one. Dons have to recover. Robarge hits it. Olderoyd hits it back. Dons recover. Over to Salem Hills it goes. Another hit there by Ryan Bradshaw. Good rally going on here. Robarge spikes it over. Skyhawks recover. Blocked at the net. They'll get a second chance. In to hit it is the freshman, and she'll get the point. Grace Hawley hits it over, and Benson couldn't recover for the Dons.
The play of Haley Oldroyd on that rally was incredible. A couple quality digs. Also, she attempted a kill, which is interesting from the libero.
Another good hit from Hardy.
As I mentioned earlier, the discipline of Spanish Fork in the first set was impressive, understanding which balls were going in and out. This set and the last one, though, they've seemed uncomfortable on the line.
Good hit there by Robarge. Right on cue. She's had a couple of those in particular that have been quite impressive.
She had a great first set. If Spanish Fork wants to come back in this set and this match, they're going to need her to play as she did in the first set and did right there with the kill.
Ikatau comes in, again, the senior, one of the key players for the Spanish Fork team. And the hit is Bradshaw. Ikatau comes in to bump it. Hitting it again is Robarge. Salem Hill spikes it in a good defensive play and a good spike again by Bradshaw. You can tell the Skyhawks are pumped by their play so far.
The play of Bradshaw and Vance in the last 2 sets, the 2 of the 3 players to watch that we were given from Coach Trainer have been players to watch. They've been impressive. They're the ones starting and ending the rallies in the good way for Salem Hills.
You can tell that Coach Kathy Trainer is happy with how they're playing right now.
She's been the coach since 2008. She knows her girls, she knows their strengths, and she's playing to their abilities right now.
Again, this team, with a lot of new players as they get an ace there, and they continue their run now, up by 5, 16-11.
4 aces in the game for number 21, Mosier. They've been impressed with her serving abilities today. She's got to be the best. 4 aces is game high.
So far, Hardy and Mosier on this set have been great, although that one hits off the back of the head of Grace Hawley. So the run will end there, but like we were saying, That's a Salem Hills team that made it all the way to semis last year in the 5A division. Pretty impressive feat. They went 14-9. Good team at home. They did struggle on the road in neutral settings, though. Not as good in those occasions. In fact, last year when they played Spanish Fork, they lost in straight sets. And a lot better so far, and this win would be much needed and much helpful in terms of conference play, as that one gets deflected in between two Salem Hills players. Dons will get a point.
It's number 5, Trinity Benson. We've mentioned her names a few times tonight with her blocks. Another one there is impressive.
Robar serves it. Olderoyd recovers. Hitting his trainer. And a violation there, and Salem Hills will get the point.
I believe that's 3 violations for Spanish Fork, whether it's touching the net, double hit, crossing the line. Those points have been costly.
So far the set has been an issue for them on a couple of occasions as Trainer gets a spike of her own.
That was a perfectly played ball by Trainer, number 30, the freshman. No one was there, no need to set that up to anyone else. She took her opportunity and made the most of it with that kill.
Trainer is loving it out there. She's had a great game.
Extremely impressive.
On a bit of a floater and out of position, Olderoyd, it looked like she had to recover kind of towards the back left part of the court. Just was out of position, and the Dons capitalized, serving it right into the open space.
I'll tell you what, some points are 100% skill and some points are a little more lucky, and that was a nice break for Spanish Fork.
This one's set up. Snow spikes it. Dons get this one back. They'll try and get another point, and they're blocked right at the wall. Again, Taylor Snow standing right in front, gets the stuff.
19-13 now, 6-point lead matches this set high for Salem Hills.
Holly now in to serve. And again, good play at the front line by both Trainer and Snow. The Dons are going to have to take a timeout and recuperate. Down 20-13 here, and we'll take a quick timeout and be back on Spanish Fork 17. 20-13 the score here. Salem Hills on top in this third set. In this pivotal rivalry matchup in this opener for the season. And the serve again is Trainer and Trinity Benson. One tipped at the line simultaneously. It goes back on the Salem Hills side. Trainer will hit this one, deflects over the net. Nobody to get it. Finally at the last second, Charlton grabs it. A diving play by Olderoyd. Ball floats right back to Salem Hills. Snow set up. She'll spike it right into the gap, and unable to get is Charlton. And another point for Salem Hills.
Another kill for Taylor Snow. She's been impressive up on the front lines.
Both Taylor Snow and Brooke Vance constituting that tall front line for Salem Hills. Snow is only a sophomore. Again, it's been impressive so far. A light tip there from Spanish Fork, no good. Trainer spikes that one hard again. It goes high up into the top of the rafters. Again, to hit it and sailing over is the shot from Grace Hawley, I should say Trinity Benson. So Spanish Fork kind of falling back here. Again, down 9. It's 22-13 in this third set. In comes the serve. Killed at the line by Salem Hills. Ikatau recovers. Backwards lob onto the other end. Trainer goes to spike, floats it over. Saved there by the back line of Spanish Fork and spiked right into the wall. Again, Benson struggling to get a quality set and a quality kill off.
I believe that's 2 errors in a row by Benson, who's been very good tonight. However, Salem Hills now up 10 and 5 points in a row. Momentum is definitely their way.
That one sails wide for Grace Hawley.
Spanish Fork is going to need to capitalize with that service error. Now 9-point lead.
So the switch of Topham and Mansfield will occur here. They'll throw those two back on there.
Looks like they love her as a setter, and she's been good tonight. Limited errors and an ace or two.
Pretty good service game overall. They'll need her to be on her A game here, down 9. Snow goes to spike it. That one goes out of bounds, and Spanish Fork will get the point. We saw Salem Hills pull off a pretty impressive run at the end of the first set when they were down 9 themselves. See what Spanish Fork can do. Topham with the serve. 2 players converge on it and collide, actually. Trainer goes to spike it and is met at the wall. That was both number 9, Jaden Reed, and number 15, Kelsey Mansfield, in for the block. That'll be Topham to serve. In to dig his Trainer. Snow spikes it. That one will go off of Topham, or go off of Robarge. Go all the way out into the hall. All right, so 24-16. Again, Salem Hills 1 point away from taking this crucial third set and going up 2-1. And who better to have than Trainer?
This is exactly the girl they want back there. See if they can end it right now.
Tipped over. Holly gets it. Snow spikes it. That one gets deflected in the stands, and Salem Hills will take the third set, 25-16. They've had the momentum since the first set, and they'll look to close it out here in the fourth. Again, 2-1 the score. Salem Hills leading Spanish Fork. We'll see what they can do to recover. And we'll be back with the fourth set on Spanish Fork 17. Back here on Spanish Fork Channel 17 for the fourth set of this matchup between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Salem Hills Skyhawks. Salem Hills has been completely dominant over the last 2 sets, winning by a combined score 25-18 and 25-16 respectively. We'll see what Spanish Fork can do to rebound if they can get the momentum back in this fourth.
As you said, it's been pure domination by Salem Hills, from their serving to their blocks to their digs. They've just outmatched Spanish Fork. Even going back to the first set that they lost, they went on a nice run. It's been their match. Let's see if they can close it out here.
And I think the biggest key as well, they've been playing relatively mistake-free.
Yes.
You know, there have been a couple of errors, but not to the extent that happened in the first couple of sets. And it definitely has made a huge difference in terms of the results.
They've cleaned up their volleyball. Seven errors in the first set, 6 in the second, 3 or 4 in the third. They've definitely cleaned it up as they're supposed to. And that's what a veteran coach will do with Coach Trainer. 12th year coaching this team. She knows how to clean up, how to make some mistakes into points, into advantages. She knows what she's doing.
You have to think on the other hand too, you were talking about, you know, Valerie Benson being a first time head coach here, or having her debut here at Spanish Fork, I should say. You know, probably a lot of nerves, a lot of experience to be gained as well when you're in the head coaching seat.
And Spanish Fork has had their bright spots tonight, so I'm sure that she'll make note of those and rebound for the following matches.
They have seen a lot of promise. Again, this being the first game. They do play a second matchup at Salem Hills later on in the year. Ikatau to serve. Trainer takes that one with ease. Oldroyd will hit it over. Ikatau to set up. The tip over by Jaden Reed, successful. Spanish Fork gets good point there. It's 2-0 for the home squad.
That's exactly how they started out the third set. See if they can make this one different. 2 kills to get these 2 points.
Jen Ikatau with a power serve there. Hit hard at the line. 2 hits, it should say. He managed to save that one. Impressive play by the team play by the Dons. All for naught though, is big hit there by number 3, Ryan Bradshaw.
That was impressive from both sides. Not much you can do there. That was a hard and fast kill from Bradshaw. That one's difficult to dig out.
Hardy to serve. Spanish Fork plays in a back line. Almost all their players lined up perpendicular. Tips back and forth. Don set it up. That one hit by Jaden Reed. Tipped over, and smart play there. Heads up play by Brooke Vance to just tip it lightly over the line.
That's exactly what she needed to do. That was her best play, and she executed it to perfection with the tip where no one is. She's been quality with her kills tonight, especially her tips. That's 3 or 4 for her now.
Again, 3 players at 6 foot or above for Salem Hills. has played a factor. Nikitao gets it over. Salem Hills again. Speaking of, Bradshaw spikes it. It deflects, and it'll be a point for Salem Hills. So 3 unanswered here. Again, these big runs have proven to be the main factor, the main reason why they are ahead.
A couple of run of 5s from last set, even a run of 6 from set 2. Going on 3 here from 2 of those points from Bradshaw, their player to watch.
Hardy gets that one, and it just tips softly over the top of the net, slows it down, and an ace for the Skyhawks. Hardy was a big component in last set's victory. She was the setter in their big run, and she gets another play that just goes out of bounds. It looked like it was going to stay in. Spanish Fork catches a break.
That looked like it hit the line to me, but I'm assuming the refs have a better view than I do, so Spanish Fork gets their point there.
And the serve is Grace Hawley. Hawley will get the ace. A bit of a miscommunication there by the Skyhawks. And of course the student section loving it there.
Yeah, they've got some good dance moves out there. They've been fun to watch themselves.
They love the action. The fun part is, you know, you get so close to the action on the court. Has a beautiful dive there by Olderoyd. That one spiked over by number 9, Jaden Reed. Nothing that the Skyhawks could really do about it. Great play though by Olderoyd to try and dig it.
Great dig. She's had a few quality digs this entire match. She's definitely one of their best.
One of the leaders, a senior as well. Oh, and a victim of that serve is number 11, Hayden McMillan. In for the first time this game, actually, and she gets a cold welcome.
That's unfortunate. Spanish Fork was on a run of 3 right there. Gives Salem Hills the ball back on an error.
Right on time, Maggie Mosier, who has had some good runs of her own, is the setter here and the server. Was that one over? Ikatao sets it up. Tossing it over is Hayden McMillan. Vance will try and set it over, but it's over the back line there. Score even now. It's 5-5. And Salem Hills up 2-1 right now. Good serve there from Reed. As that one gets hit by Trainer, and nothing that Spanish Fork could do. The wall wasn't enough. Trainer, another point there for Salem Hills.
5 of their 6 points come off of kills, which means their blockers up front and their hitters have done their job. They've been impressive. As you keep talking about, the height for Salem Hills is key.
Olderoyd doesn't get enough juice on that one. That height has been huge. Trainer only a freshman, but she's listed at 5'9". Salem Hills has benefited from that, but a good defensive play there by number 10, Charlton, to the Dons. Big stuff there. The crowd, of course, liking that.
And they've taken the lead, 7-6 now, thanks to that kill.
Exactly.
That block, I should say.
Robar serves it in. Trainer comes in and slams it down.
Boy, has she been impressive. That's another kill for her tonight, and she is strong. Those are quick kills. She's been an aspect from every part of volleyball tonight. The digs, the kills, the blocks. They've got a good one in her.
Power serve there from Tessa Trainer. Impressive debut for her. Holly serves in. Ikatao tipped over by McMillan. Snow tries to get it. An attempt by Charlton is unsuccessful. Ikatao, though, gets it through that tall line. And finally, Spanish Fork gets one through.
You might be able to hear the screaming from the crowd and the girls. That's one of the first times in recent memory that we've been able to see them get through the line of Salem Hills. That's needed if they're going to win this game. 8-7 now.
Ikatao visibly a favorite of the student section here in the crowd. Topham will come in. If you notice, Topham now wearing the captain's shirt. Was visibly missing earlier, just the normal jersey. McMillan serves a sideways serve sideways set, I should say, or dig.
Fourth error for Salem Hills out of 9 points. It's going to cost them if they keep doing this, just like in the first set. But hopefully maybe they can clean it up.
McMillan gets another set in. This one set up, hit at by Snow. Recovered at by the Dons though. McMillan will get it bumped over. Set up by Hardy, hit at by Trainer, no good. Olderoyd sets it up again. Snow bumps it and nobody there. Goes in between two Dons defenders. Taylor Snow with another kill.
I feel like we keep talking about Taylor Snow with her and her kills. She's hard to stop, and she's been hard to stop for the past 3 sets.
Bradshaw comes in for the Skyhawks. Coach Benson having a quick word with the Dons. Score is 9-8 right now. Spanish Fork does have a slim lead. Trainer is coming in to serve. She lofts this one over. This one kind of bumps off the top of the rafters. Spanish Fork does save it though. Set up, Snow goes for the spike. And it's right in bounds. It was tipped. They'll give the point to Salem Hills. A little bit of confusion by both teams. Spanish Fork wants to contest the point.
It looked into me, and it looks like, yep, now Trainer will be setting. It's been decided Salem Hills will get that point and tied up at 9.
Just the slightest of touches it seemed.
Exactly.
Didn't really look like the ball changed much direction. They give the point to Salem Hills though. Trainer will continue her run here. Set up and hit at. And a good play there off the tip.
Tooled the block there. That's impressive. That's the 3rd time, I believe, that the Spanish Forks have been able to do that off the block.
Charlton's been one of those key components on the front line for Spanish Fork. Beautiful spike there, though, by Taylor Snow. Quickly silences the Dons' run. We're all even at 10 here in the 4th set.
What's been notable in this set is there haven't been many runs. Run of 4 for Spanish Fork is the biggest of the game, but they've been able to keep it in check.
Again, if the Dons can hold on, can't even this at 2 apiece. They did dominate that first set, but since then it's been all Salem Hills. Dons get it in. Tipped over by Brooke Vance. Benson tries to tip it over. That's one up at the net. Couple of rebounds. Icatow somehow managed to get it back over. Again to hit it is Benson. Good save there by Trainer. Olderoyd sets it up, but it was far out of bounds. Not a good setup by Olderoyd. One of a few rare mistakes by her today.
Back-to-back tips over the net. That was impressive from both sides. Ultimately, Icatow was able to dig 2 of those.
It looked like looked like she caught it with her head, maybe even. Whatever you can do to get it over. That one hit wide by Bradshaw. It'll go out of bounds. So Spanish Fork here getting a little bit of a lead, up 13-10. Can they get the momentum? Can they take this set? We'll see. Icatow serves it up. Bradshaw spikes it right into the net.
Spanish Fork on a run of 4 now. 3 straight errors from Salem Hills.
Those errors again. They really hurt them in the first set. They're able to control them in the second and third. Again, key component of this game. That one bumped over by Vance. Icatow sets it up. However, they rule it to be Spanish Fork ball. They will get the point. So Spanish Fork 15-10 here, showing signs of life. And we'll take a quick timeout here. And once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors for today's game, the car guys at the Blue Diamond Auto Group, Lance Wilson State Farm, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Two Jacks Pizza, the attorneys at law of McKell, Thompson, and Hunter, and the Driggs Mortgage Team. So, of course, with this game, Spanish Fork, as far as their schedule goes, next week after this one, they will go up to Evanston, Wyoming, actually, and play against the Evanston High School there in the Border Wars tournament. They will actually go up in the next couple of days on the 7th, and then next week they will continue conference play. They will play at home here versus Wasatch, and then go and travel to Park City.
Evanston, Wyoming. That's interesting. That's quite the trip.
Yeah, the Border Wars tournament, so it's a pretty big ordeal, a long journey as well. At least a couple of hours for them, so probably quite exciting trip.
Got to be fun for the girls.
Exactly.
Get to leave and go have fun somewhere that they're probably not too familiar with. That's got to be a fun trip.
It's always fun in high school to be able to travel and go to conference events, go to tournaments and whatnot.
It was. It's a lot of bonding.
Exactly. A lot of good memories to be made for sure. As that point goes to the Dons. Another tough play there for Salem Hills. 3 players all in the area. Nobody able to convert or get the ball. Dons will take it though.
6 points in a row now for Spanish Fork, 5 off of errors.
Iketal with another good serve. Hitting is Bradshaw. Good save by Charlton. Vance tips it over. Iketal sets it up. It is a bad setup.
Only the second error this set for Spanish Fork. That's got to play right into their 5-point lead.
Another miscue on the set. Salem Hills down by 5 here. Spanish Fork up. As Iketal again, another mistake. She hits the netting. Back-to-back errors there. A little bit of mental fatigue potentially playing in.
If Salem Hills can capitalize on this, they could come right back into it.
Brindley Hardy in to serve, and a great serve at that. In to save it is Topham, and Salem Hills will get the point anyways. Good effort there by Topham. But again, Salem Hills going on a run here, 3 points. 16-13 the score. Hardy again with another good serve. Iketal over to Benson. This one set up for Hardy.
Powerful, powerful from number 24 for Salem Hills. Brooke Vance, as we talked about her a lot.
Hardy again, that's now 4 points in a row for the Skyhawks. And they'll put an end to that. It's a good tip there by Reed.
Tell you, Spanish Fork almost allowed Salem Hills to come right back into it. At that point, 17-14 is now necessary. Hopefully, or maybe a momentum killer for the Spanish Fork side.
Benson gets this one in. Hitting is Hawley. Iketal comes in, saves it from hitting the net. Oh, and a little bit of stage shock there from Robarge. She was right in the area. She just kind of froze up.
Yeah, miscommunication cost them a point. 17-15 now. Salem Hills climbing, only down 2.
Mosier in to hit this one. Drills it right into the lower net.
That's unusual for Mosier serving. Not too many errors for her tonight. 4 aces. She's one of their best, but not there.
First error there in a while. Dons will take it though. Topham in to serve. Again, the captain of the Dons with the serve here. Trainer will hit this one. Rebounded well by Spanish Fork, but tipped over by Vance. Saved there by Mosier. Olderoyd over to Trainer. Gets it back to the Dons. They'll set it up. Hitting this one is Robarge. Can't get it. She'll set it up again. They have to bump it over. Again on the attack is Salem Hills, and a good play there by the Dons to stuff it. Again, that was Charlton and McMillan on the block. The wall holds. Looks like Trainer having a word here. Not feeling too good. She's got to step out. It looks like another bloody nose potentially for the Skyhawks.
Yeah, that would be 2 today for Salem Hills.
Of course, Hardy had one earlier. Oh, it looks like it's her ear potentially. Here, her nose. It is her nose, in fact. So that's the second time that's happened today. Just toughing it out here, though.
As we mentioned earlier, that's the second time it's happened, but also the second time that the girl has come right back into play, not missing a single rally.
You can tell the energy is there for these players on both sides, especially for Salem Hills here. Trainer feeling it. Salem Hills up again, 2-1. That one goes right to Trainer. And a couple of attempts to try and play that one off the basketball hoop prove unsuccessful. Goes off the stanchion.
Old saying in sports, the ball will find you. After Trainer just hurts her nose, ball comes right to her. Unfortunately for her, she wasn't able to make a play. Spanish Fork gets the point.
Here comes Topham again. This time with a lighter serve. Oldroyd sets it up. In to hit his Vance. That one hits off the wall and off the netting and double touched by Charlton. So Salem Hills clawing back in. Again, 19-16 now the score. Dawn's up in front by 3. Oldroyd, the captain, with the light serve over the net. Katow sets it up. Robarge hits it. Good save there by Salem Hills, and another point there. This time, Taylor Snow in with the deflection.
We've seen Snow have a lot of powerful kills tonight, a lot of hard kills. That one, nice, easy tip.
A couple of those have been pretty useful. Snow and Vance both using their height to kind of mix their variety when it comes to their attack. Good play there as Oldroyd and Trainer both collide there on the floor. Dons get a point here now, 20-17 the score. A lot of continuous action here. Not a lot of timeouts here in this fourth set. This one hit over by Robarge. Players flying around for Salem Hills. Trainer knocks it back over though. Ikatow with another faulty set. Just talking to the coach Benson. Seems a little uncertain about that set. She's saying, you know, maybe I should bump it this time.
3 violations for her in this set alone. 2-point game now.
Of course, this is the first game. A lot of first game jitters, a lot of nerves, rustiness. As we have a player hit the netting, and that'll be a point for Salem Hills. 20-19 the score now.
They found their way back due to costly errors by Spanish Fork.
Close one here in the fourth. Charlton sets it up. Ikatow will bump it over. Saved there by Hawley. Over to Mosier and met at the wall and blocked by number 10 Charlton.
Tell you, that's big for Spanish Fork. Salem Hills has some momentum due to some costly mistakes by Spanish Fork, but the Dons get the ball back. Ready up 2.
(21-19) the score. Hayden McMillan in. She's only played here in the third and fourth sets. Oldroyd hits it over. Set up by Ikatow. Charlton hits it over, and a good play to get the point. Now 22-19. Dons are getting so close to achieving this, getting this tie here. We'll take a timeout here as Coach Trainer wants to talk things over with her team, and we will go to break as well. Again, 22-19 the score. We'll be back here on Spanish Fork 17. 22-19 the score here. Spanish Fork on top and serving here in this fourth set against Salem Hills. Just 3 points needed to take the fourth set. Into service McMillan. Skyhawks will set it up. Spike at the wall. Double touch by the Dons, and a point goes back to Salem Hills, and they'll close the lead.
There's that height again from Taylor Snow, number 12. Cutting that to a 2-point game. This one's going to go down to the wire.
Exactly, and they bring in height here. Bradshaw comes in for Mosier. Another 6-foot player for the Skyhawks is in. Good serve there by Trainer. Into hit and through the wall. Great play by Trinity Benson. Gets the kill. Topham comes out. Chandler in to serve. 23-20. Don's 2 points away. Almost a double hit there. Third hit gets over. Hardy gets it. Iketal sets it up for Benson. Off the back line, Trainer saves it. And to hit is Bradshaw, and that one hits the hole, and it'll go to the Dons. 1 point away here from taking the fourth set.
11 errors now for Salem Hills. That's their set high in this match. That's got to cost them quite a bit.
Likely the most since the first set. 24-20 here. Charlton serves it in. Olderoyd gets it. Sets up. Hit at the net, and net by the Dons, and the fourth set goes to Spanish Fork.
25-20 it looked like. That's the same score that Spanish Fork won the first set by.
Exactly. So, Caleb, let's play 5 here. A great game between these two and the season opener, and we'll be back to give you the 5th set here on Spanish Fork Channel 17. Back here on Spanish Fork 17 with the 5th set between Salem Hills and Spanish Fork. Been an exciting one with tons of momentum swings as Spanish Fork taking this last set by a score of 25-20. Just waiting here on the final set. Of course, in the 5th and final tiebreaker, first team to 15, win by 2. Those are the rules. Normally 25 points is the limit. So it'll be a quick, fast-paced 5th set here for sure. Caleb, what have you seen from both teams that stood out to you so far?
For Salem Hills, it's been night and day with the errors. When they make 7 or more, they're 0-2. When they make less than 7, they're 2-0. It's pretty simple with that, giving away 3 points. For Spanish Fork, to me, it's the blocks. When they're able to counter the big, tall girls from Salem Hills, they can score. When they can't get it past, that's when they make their mistakes.
Vance trying to get that one there. Good play back and forth here. That's 2 blocks in a row for the Dons. Trainer does it over though. Dons now on the attack. Iketal sets it up. Hitting is Benson. Tips off a Trainer and out. Big point for the Dons to start the 5th set.
So that's a play she has to go for. That looked like questionable if it was going to be on the line or not. Good attempt by Trainer. Ultimately too hard on the kill.
Just a freshman mistake potentially there. Dons will take it though. Iketal will serve. Over to the side, that one kind of deflects wide. And again, Trainer trying to get it, can't keep it in play. Quick 2-0 lead for Spanish Fork. Iketal to Olderoyd. Hardy. Hit by Bradshaw, and it tips off the hand of Charlton, and a point for Salem Hills to put them on the board.
Looked like 3 girls going after that. Little miscommunication in the middle. That's costly in the 5th set. Still hold to a 2-1 lead, though.
Bradshaw will come out. Again, the server, Moser, will come in.
Probably their best server of the game for Salem Hills.
It's been consistent so far. Gets another good one over. Iketal sets it up, and again, she touches the net. Well, been a handful of mistakes for Iketal so far.
4 last set, 1 in this 5th set already, costing them a point. Ties it up at 2.
Moser serves it up. Just gets a deflection off the net. Another deflection as well. That one rolls out though. Salem Hills will get the point. Smart play there by Trainer to lay off.
Tell you, that looks more like the 2nd and 3rd sets when they won. Just sits there, understand it's going out, no need to touch it. That's poise. That's maturity in volleyball. Likely
Trainer learning from the first play of this set. And goes over and out for Moser. So 3-3 the score here in the 5th. Spanish Fork will get the serve back here. Crowd getting on their feet, cheerleaders chanting.
They understand the importance of this. Win or go home, so to speak.
Big rivalry game here. This one met, and double touch there by number 4. There's Brindley Hardy there. Dons get the point here, 4-3. Again, serving is Trinity Benson. Benson will hit it over. Saved by number 21 again, Olderoyd. Gets over to Trainer, another tip. That one just rolls over. Dons have to hit it back. Mosier sets it up. Over to Vance, and it's met at the wall. Big time block by Robarge and Reed.
I think both Tessa Trainer and Coach Trainer for Salem Hills thinking that it hit the post, the left side of the net, but I don't think the refs are going for that. Spanish Fork takes it. A little visibly upset that they're not getting that call, but 5-3 now Spanish Fork.
Here's the hit. Hawley, and it goes right off the hands. Should say it goes off the hands of Hawley. It was Benson on the serve. So 6-3 and a timeout here by Salem Hills. Skyhawks have dominated the middle portion of this game, but of course it's how you finish in the end. And the Dons right now with a 3-point lead as we go to break. We'd like again to thank our sponsors here, the Car Guys of Blue Diamond Auto Group, Lance Wilson State Farm, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Two Jacks Pizza, the attorneys at law, Mikkel Thompson and Hunter, and the Drake Mortgage team. It's got to be a little bit frustrating as a Skyhawks fan to see your team go in such dominant fashion in the second and third sets, winning by about 5 and 9 points respectively.
It looked like this match was over with the dominance of Salem Hills, but Spanish Forks battled back and now capitalizing on mistakes in this fifth set.
Late run by the Dons here. Trainer, though, comes back and gets a perfectly placed kill right along the right edge.
So I tell you, no matter the result of this match, they have to be happy with the freshman Trainer. She's right in the middle of the action. Whether it's points for them or for Spanish Forks, she's in the middle of it. She's a ball magnet, as some would say.
A lot of young players contributing to this squad, and a lot that both teams can hang their hats on going into the next game. Olderoyd serves it, goes right into the netting. First time we've seen that in a while now. Dons will take it though, they get the point. 7-4 the score. Again, we're playing to 15 here. Topham will serve. Skyhawks falling a bit behind here. Dons looking to take control. And another big time stop. This time it's Charlton and McMillan who get the kill, or get the block on that one.
Looks like they read that like a book. They were ready for that. No, none of the Salem Hills girls were in that front line, just tipped it easy and over. 4-point lead now.
Dons can smell it now, up 4, although that one hit way too light.
Tell you one thing I've noticed for Spanish Fork and the Dons is that in their mistakes, they still look like they're having fun, which might not be tangible, but you can tell that plays into their game. If they're having fun out there, they'll play better.
Hawley gets that one to dive down. Good dig there by the Dons. Another good dig there by Topham, but nobody there to hit it.
Two great digs for both Topham and Robarge, but not able to capitalize as Salem Hills gets the point, 8-6.
Hawley again, another one of these talented freshmen for the Skyhawks. Serving the second time around, too much air on it though, as it sails to the back line. 2
service errors now for Salem Hills in this set, costing them 2 points for Spanish Fork.
9-6 the score. Robarge serves it in. Set up and hit by Snow, and it hits off the netting and goes down. Good kill there by the Skyhawks.
Substitution now is number 3, Ryan Bradshaw. As we mentioned, All Valley honorable mention last year, comes in for Moser, number 21.
In for defensive support, of course, 9-7. Don Zekatow sets it up. Goes right over the netting and falls down. Good play there by Benson. 10-7 now the score. It's been a tight one now. We go to the wire here. Who's gonna pull it out? It'll be McMillan to serve. that one high, and it falls right in line. Big time play there, and an ace by the Dons to give them another point here. 11-7 the score.
That was huge, 4 points, as we're only playing to 15. Salem Hills tried to take a risk, thinking it would go out, did not play in their favor.
Tough play there. Again, you saw with Trainer, it looked like it was going to go out. She's had a hard time judging that back line, but we'll see how it goes. We'll be back pretty much one final break here before the end of this one. 11-7 the score. We'll be back on Spanish Fork 17. Big moment here, 11-7. We're back here on Spanish Fork 17. Dawn serve it right into the netting. Staked there by Hayden McMillan.
Salem Hills just committed the same thing. Spanish Fork now allows them a point. This could come down to an error late. Let's see who can pull it out.
It'll be Taylor Snow to serve on this one. We haven't seen a lot of her serving. Ikatau sets it up. Charlton hits it, gets it in.
Trainer looks like she might have misstepped that, attempting to dig that out. Just went left, should have gone right. 4-point lead now for Spanish Fork and the Dons.
Dons loving it, 12-8 right now. Charlton gets rewarded, she'll serve it. That one just grazes, and she aces it. Two big plays there by Kennedy Charlton. Dons now go up 13-9 here.
I believe that's
13-7, I should say.
That's 3 aces now for the Dons this set. That's huge.
Another ace there by Charlton. She's just going to close this game out by herself here. 1 point away from victory for Spanish Fork here in the season opener against their rival, Salem Hills. The Charlton to serve. This time lighter, Trainer gets it. Sets it up, it'll be Bradshaw. It gets the spike, Salem Hills isn't done yet.
Bradshaw placed that ball perfectly on the spike and the kill, and they are not going down. 14-8, match point.
Score might be a little bit off there. They're gonna have to recount it. Ikatau sets it up. Snow gets blocked at the line. Dawn save it. Trainer sets it up. Over to Bradshaw, who spikes in that one, goes into the stands. So it was a misreading on the scoreboard. The Skyhawks have 11. We did mention it was 7. That's what the scoreboard read. So now it's just a 3-point lead for the Dons here. Salem Hills had a huge run in the first set, almost brought them back. Ikatau tips it, stays in play. Trainer gets it. Bradshaw miscues the serve, and that's going to do it. So like you said, an error cost the Skyhawks. The Dons will take it though, and they win the first game of the season to go to 1-0 against their rivals, the Skyhawks. Big time win for the Dons. We'll be back after this quick break to cover it all and recap and wrap this thing up. Thanks for watching here on Spanish Fork 17. We'll be back after this break. Back here on Spanish Fork 17. Again, we'd like to thank our sponsors for today's game, the car guys at Blue Diamond Auto Group, Lance Wilson State Farm, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Two Jacks Pizza, the attorneys at law, Mikkel Thompson and Hunter, and the Driggs Mortgage team for their sponsorship of today's game. Well, Caleb, exciting matchup, that's for sure, and a great way to start the 2019 season here in League 8 play.
A first career victory for Coach Valerie Benson in Spanish Fork Dons. This is her first year as coach. I would say the thing that stood out for me for Spanish Fork was their serving in the last set. 4 aces, allowing that victory, taking it 3-2.
Exactly, and we talked about miscues as well and errors and trying to reduce those. And Salem Hills really succeeded, it looked like, in the middle of that game, but Spanish Fork coming together, playing well at the end, at the beginning, when it mattered, able to get that victory and pull it out here in 5 sets.
Capitalizing off of Salem Hills' mistakes is what allowed Spanish Fork to come back. Down 2-1. I thought it was over. Salem Hills looked dominant in sets 2 and 3, but Spanish Fork cleaned up their play and really good opening season win.
Yeah, exactly. In the close, we'll give you our MVP Sports Player of the game. I think for Spanish Fork, I think the player that would be most fitting and who came through a big time in that final set was number 10, Kennedy Charlton. Had 3 massive plays, a couple of big blocks, serves, aces. Just perfect timing when you needed it most, exactly.
Yeah, she was clutch in the final set. She's the one to close it out. I would say definitely deserving of player of the game.
And of course, on the Salem Hill side as well, you had the impressive start from Tessa Trainer as a freshman. They have a lot to look forward to as a team, and we will see them here in the future. Of course, after this one, Spanish Fork will go to Evanston and play in the Border Wars tournament in a couple of days here in Wyoming, actually. And then for the Salem Hill Skyhawks, they will play next week at home, and they'll have their home opener versus Park City in conference play. That'll wrap it up for us here. Again, Spanish Fork wins this one in 5 sets. An exciting matchup between these two schools, these longtime rivals. And we thank you for coming along for the ride with us. Again, Spanish Fork wins this one 3-2. For Caleb Lemming, I'm Jacob Arscott signing off here. Thank you for watching on Spanish Fork 17.